right? So if everybody goes on mute, and then when we come to when you're going to say something, just unmute. And then also, when we get into the constellation, I'm going to need definitely to see your faces. All right. So when we actually start the constellation, it's probably going to be like 30 minutes, 40 minutes where I need your undivided attention. Okay. So if you need a pee or anything like that, I'll ask you before we start. If you need to take a quick break, all right. Sometimes I need to. And then once we're in, we're in the constellation. And so first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming today to do this. And it's been on my mind a lot. And I'll just say a little bit about it. So essentially, we're doing a community constellation. So what that means is that us as the community have input into this constellation. So I'm going to ask each one of you, and you're going to get about 2 minutes. I hope that's okay. 2-3 minutes at the most. I'm going to ask you, like, why do you want to come? Like, what do you want to know about? What do you want to find out about? Like, what's your interest? Right. And you've got a couple of minutes to put some input. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to take notes as you're speaking. And then when everyone's done, I'm going to write representatives on pieces of paper. I'm going to fold them up, and then I'm going to somehow choose you, or you're going to choose a piece of paper, but you're going to get assigned a piece of paper that's obviously with me here. And then I'm just going to put your name on that, right? I don't know who's who. It's going to still be folded up. So this is blind. Now, the reason I'm doing it blind is because then there's no manipulation or bias, right? Because I obviously have my opinions, which I'm going to say, because I'm going to be completely transparent about that. But I also am open, I'm open to exploring the subject. That's why I wanted to do this. And I do see it as a community service. I really do, because I think that this can help people understand what we're in, what is really going on, and it's very hard to find out this kind of information. And there's a lot of, you know, misleading information, right? Like, we're in a sea of information, and just sort of finding out what's true. But truth has a resonance, and that's what happens in constellations, right? Like, when you're repping, which is basically you're going to be representing, you might have a physiological reaction, and you might get goosebumps, you might get cold or hot or tingly. That's normal. That And to me, that's a truth there. There's a resonance. If there's nothing happening, meh, it's probably nothing. But sometimes it takes a little time to drop into the role. So what that means is that you really need to stay present and just monitor yourself. It's like biofeedback. How does it feel in my body? What's going on for me? What do I notice? What happens when I look at that person, or who has my attention? These are the kind of questions I'm going to be asking you. And at first you might not feel something. I mean, you could be a concept, right? You could be a concept, meaning an idea, and then that could maybe change into something, a being, or something. I don't know. This work is really strange how it goes, and to kind of make sense of it all. Maybe there is no making sense of it all. Maybe that will come later. I don't know. It really is an exploration. So the reason why I want to do this is because I've sort of come to the realization that I do think that we're in some kind of prison, and I do think that I think we are in a simulation. And I'm going to be 63 in a few days. I've been around. I'm not a young person, so I'm not, what I'm saying is I have life experience. I mean, I remember growing up without a phone. All right. I didn't have a phone. I remember everything before the internet very clearly, right? Things really changed with the internet. And here we are now, in immersed in AI, where you don't know what is what, right? And I sort of feel like the more that we discover, the more that we realize about our reality. And the I don't know, for me, it brings more awareness. Like I'm much more aware now of things than I was 10 years ago, right? So when it comes down to it, why do I think we're in a prison? Because it's pretty shitty here, when you really think about it. I mean, there's a lot of people that are suffering and in misery, and things don't seem to get any better, you know? And however much people pray, and I'm not saying don't pray or anything like that, but, the amount of people that are praying and meditating, why isn't it different, right? Because there's still babies being tortured, being kidnapped. There's baby farms. I mean, it's horrible what happens. There's still um, people doing horrible things all the time who have a lot of power, right in our faces, right? Still wars continuously, and a lot of depravity, and it's all, and then we seem to be getting less and less freedom as far as traveling, and then we're constantly in a state of fear. Like in LA, there were the fires. I mean, that was just crazy, right? Like for LA people. And I really feel for all the people in LA, because that was, even though I'm removed from there, I could feel it. I used to live there, and it's terrifying. I mean, when you're dealing with fires like that, right? And so there seems to be constantly some devastation, some alarm, something every day, that's in your face. Why? Like, why? Where's the good news? Why don't we hear the good news? You know, why aren't we given good news? Because there's good news as well. I know that, but we're perpetually putting a state of fear or survival mode, where we really can't excel. Or maybe I'm speaking for myself, right? Because I don't know about you guys, but I guess I hear, but from you. But when I mean like excelling, like when you can kind of relax and not have this sort of feeling that shit's gonna happen or things are gonna go down any minute or tomorrow, or like, and I think if we were out of that fight or flight kind of place, right, with the nervous system, things would be a lot easier, it'd be a lot nicer, people would be nicer to each other. I don't know. So what I feel is that it's purposeful, it's intentional, and that the construct that we're in is a coded construct. I think it all comes down to numbers, like as in a computer, like a video game, right? But a super, super sophisticated one. And that we are cattle. Like when we die and we go to the astral plane, that's also part of this prison. It's the prison yard. And then we're funneled back, right? We're funneled back and we're told, you're going to see your life now. You go in front of the council, you see who you believe in, whether it's Jesus or angels or masters, they're going to show you who you believe in, because they know all about you, because everything's recorded. We know about the Akashic records. Some people call it that, right? We're under constant surveillance, not just here, but, and so when we go through this tunnel of light, they're aware of everything about us and the belief system. And so then we're presented, with things, with relatives, right? And it could all be an illusion, right? It could be a deception to funnel us back in, because we just keep coming back here. I'm pretty sure everyone here knows about reincarnation or has an awareness of that. I mean, it's just to do it all over again, except this every time you come in, it's a mind wipe, right? So it's not a school. When people say it's a school or it's a school, you're going to learn and you did this to so and so, you know, so now you got to do it again, right? That's trickery. It's not a school because we would retain our knowledge. That's in my opinion. So when things don't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. Just going to say the new age kind of thing about karma and, you know, you're going to have to do it again. Like, and it's all this sort of spiritual thing, you know. I don't think so now. I don't think that. I used to think that, but I don't anymore. I think it's manipulation. And I think with food and our fear and you know, all the lower vibrational emotions and feelings that we have are the food, and that also keeps the construct going. All right, so there's a guy, I listen to him, he's kind of interesting. He's done a lot of astral traveling and stuff like that, and he's really a regular guy. He's not huge on YouTube or anything like that. His name is Mike Martin, and uh, he gave a suggestion of how we break out of this prison, right? And he said, you shut it down from the inside. So you basically pull all your power back, all the food that was taken from you, like as a child, right? Traumas. We all have traumas. That's food, right? So instead of it being taken from us, we bring it back. And I've been doing that, and it's been amazing. I mean, my energy level just like went out the roof, you know, and it's like bringing our power back, right? Because our power is constantly being sucked out of us, you know. And anyway, so in all the NDE counts, you know, near death experiences and stuff like that, where they talk about this, you sit in front of the council and then they show you your life like on a video, kind of like a virtual reality. And then, oh, Sarah, you know, you did this to so and so. Now you get to feel what that's like. So that's exactly like a constellation. We feel what other people feel, whether they're dead or alive. You're going to see that. If you've never done this before, that's what happens in constellations, right? You get to feel what the other person's experience is, okay? And sensations in the body, everything, right? But that's what happens there. And then they say, you know, you got to correct this, like you got to do right by this, right? And so then you get sent back as a baby. We start all over again, like Groundhog Day, again and again and again. I don't want to do it again. Personally, I don't. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to do it again. I want to go back to where I'm originally from, right? And it's not here. I know it. I feel it. It's not here. So I'm not saying that I'm from a fucking. I'm not saying I'm from a planet like Octura or planet, all that BS. I'm not into that. I'm not saying I'm from there. I'm just saying that maybe it's an Earth that's not this one, right? Maybe this is a copy of, maybe we've been hijacked. I don't know, you know, but where it's a lot kinder and nicer and a lot more friendlier, you know, and loving. I think we're from there. I don't think this is it. This is like hell to me. It's like hell. I mean, I make them, don't get me wrong, I make the most of it. I'm not on antidepressants or anything like that. You know, I never have taken them. I never will. Right. Um, and I make the most of it. But there's a time where you just have to go like, why is this not getting any better? You know? That's where I'm at. And I want to find out. Are we really in a prison? And if we are, how do we dismantle it? Is doing what Mike Martin suggested, which is what I've been doing, which feels really good because it's basically parasitical energy. All right. So you cut off the food supply. That's it. Simple. And it's not to say they're bad or good, right? Because if we're eating meat, we don't have empathy for the cow, right? Same as they don't have empathy for us, right? It's just this predator prey construct that we're in, right? So do we want to constantly be, I don't want to be, I feel like a victim. I don't want to be in that situation. I want to be empowered. And thing is, if it's a highly sophisticated AI system, they're not creative. They can't create. AI cannot create. We can. We are the creators. We create, right? That's our power, is that we can do that. AI can only replicate. So they need us. We don't need them. We don't need them. They need us for food. Right. So that's my opinion. I wanted to share that so that you all know where I'm coming from. Right. And so I'm going to give you a couple of minutes each just to say what you think, and if you can really bring it down, tight, and what you'd like to find out and how you would like to, participate in this. And because I'm going to listen to you and then I'm going to, write things down. Okay. So who'd like to go first? Yeah, Eloise. Okay.
Sure. I mean, I don't know where to start. I just think it's all very interesting. I'm just very interested as of, recently, the past year or so, in the field, the energy field, the morph field, the exactly. I always wonder, I feel like I can be a bit of a pessimist where I'm like, what the F, like what's going on and when do things actually get better? And I have a 7.5-year-old who, will tell me pretty often, this is a prison, we're all just in a prison. Yeah, mostly with school. He says like school is a prison, but yeah, I think my curiosity is just in learning exactly that, like why we're here. I believe, and I grew up in this way. I grew up more spiritualist, with the kind of religion in Brazil called Spiritism, where it's, different astral planes, different spiritual planes. So I do believe in that, and I'm also just kind of open to what is it. So I'm curious, I think, as a whole, and just discovering, like coming in with a curiosity and wonder and wanting to find out.
Okay, great. Great. Thank you so much. Who would like to go next?
I can go.
Great.
Ornella.
Ornella, great.
Hi. So basically, every word you said is exactly like, literally, I was talking to her like a couple of days ago, and everything you said. The only thing I can add is that I heard this theory, which in a way resonates with me, that we are like sort of battery, that we are trapped here to, and then that's why we come back, and we keep coming back in this illusion. Then death, will take us somewhere else, or will make us understand more, but instead it's just going to bring us back, because without us, the system that has been created, it can't, because it's not like connected to probably the consciousness, God, whatever. It needs, us, that we are becoming aware, to kind of be like a battery, basically, to keep going on. And I share completely the same idea that we are food, and there's as above as so below is exactly what we're doing to animals and to the planet. So we're not on top of the food chain, basically, and then healing our wounded self. It will be stopping this cycle, this vicious cycle. So basically, yeah, I don't have to repeat it. Everything you say, there's like 100%. And it's very nice to hear somebody else thinking like that. Thank you. Oh my God. The only
Yeah.
thing that I want to add is that when my father died, and this is a kind of, he came back to me 3 days after, and we met. It wasn't like a dream. We met, and he told me that death is nothing that has been ever thought or told in the world. And when he said, he told me what it was, and I woke up with this feeling of release. And then I said, I knew it, right? And then I thought, should I write it down? And I did. And I said, no, I remember it too well. And of course, when I went to sleep and when I woke up, that's all I remember. But it was interesting also, this bit from my father. So that's it. 100% of your words.
Okay, thanks. Does
Mhm.
does Amelia want to say something?
Yeah, me,
Romina.
Romina. Yes.
Romina. Romina.
Quickly, I can say my opinion. I am curious about this issue. It's very interesting question that you proposed to us. From Ornella, it came to me. It's very interesting, and I had several experience with the field, energetic field, with death and angels and Christ, and I felt a lot this kind of energies, and they helped me a lot. But I can understand that maybe we are help from other energies that we want to help us, but maybe we can be like in that matrix that they can show, they showed us. It's like there is this matrix, no, this movie. Like I think when I saw this movie, it's like, oh, maybe it can be reality, so it's interesting talk about this and do a constellation. I didn't know. So I'm pretty happy to be here. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you. Thank you. Who else wants to say? Yeah, go ahead, Fabienne.
As I was saying, I had dreams about this when I was a child, and I used to write stories about it, and I used to have very, very clear memories about seeing people in places like sort of like in a coma state, and I was there trying to wake everybody up, and had always that sensation like you, Sarah, of not being from here. And I always wanted to, go back. So yeah, so I just thought I like to do this.
Great. So when you said that you saw people asleep, was that kind of like pods?
Yes. Yes, like in almost like a factory, or like in a I don't know the word in English right now, but the warehouse or some. But it was it was completely science fiction. I would write it in his stories, and bring it to school, and people are like, "Wow, what an imagination!"
Yeah, I mean, when you think of the meta now, where, you have this virtual reality and then you project yourself as an avatar and you're in this whole reality, like, I think we're like Russian dolls. We're in, that's one reality, but we here and we're experiencing that. We're experiencing this, but there's part of us that is somewhere else, right? And how many times is that? How many layers are there? Like the Russian doll, you know?
Yeah, I had this recurrent dream for a while in which I was like running through like sort of corridors. I cannot describe very well because it's not, and trying to wake people up, but they couldn't wake up, and then I was prosecuted by these monster things, very horrible, and I always could sort of run away, but couldn't run away, but then I'll appear here back or wake up, you know.
Yeah.
So that dream was pretty disturbing, and I went to the psychiatrist for it, and then he took it out because I'm dreaming this. It was recurrent,
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
So I'm gonna put pods, like people unconscious
Yeah.
unconscious people. All right. And the monsters, like my understanding, obviously I don't know, right? But my understanding of this is that, we can be deceived easily, right? Like AI can show us people talking and it's not really them, like we can be deceived and shown monsters, like the Wizard of Oz, but it's not really a monster, it's an illusion, right?
But
Especially
as a child, I would see these beings were pretty ugly, you know.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
but what I'm saying is to scare you,
yeah.
right? Scare you so that you run away and you're terrified, and your adrenaline is high, and that, it's manipulation,
Mhm.
right? Anyway, but that's great. That's fantastic. Thanks for your feedback and everything. Who else would like to say something? Yeah, Vera.
Hey, thank you, Sarah. So I guess what's coming up for me is like what I believe is that there is a source, um, and that we are a part of that source experiencing itself. Now I say that and I think about my dreams that I've had and some reoccurring dreams that have been like haunting dreams and were like my very first memories. And in these dreams, um, as I got older, I like found words to describe them, and it felt like very Soylent Green, like the movie, like the book 1984. It was very surveillance heavy. It was like checkpoints. And so as a child, it was hard for me to understand that because it was a very experiencing, like dreaming that would happen over years and throughout, even now, throughout my life. Um, and so I would say that, biomatrix, like these things were always something that when I would hear and learn about it, it would resonate something here. I'm not sure how to make sense of it and why it would come in. um, I'm a person, I have lived through a lot of trauma. And so I think there was a lot of my head trying to make sense of it, but there was always this like disconnect from my body of like the truth. And so why my intention for being here is to explore that, to explore truth, especially now more than ever. My dreams are very heightened. The word curiosity is also really strong for me, very leaning into curiosity, because I feel like there is definitely, this is a time of like more than meets the eye. And so, that is a very expansive place. Sarah, I'm one of your students. And so I trust your holding of your space, and I'm very curious. And yeah, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I have a question, Vera. When you say source, right? How do you see that? Like, and you say that we're part of source.
So as
So
I see that, like, and when I do constellation work, it feels very much like the universe. And it feels like a system, like we're almost like the cells, and then there's an outer, and then an outer, and an outer. More of that, I don't fucking know, Sarah. But that's what it feels like true to me. And when I work in the field and I do like, ancestral like teachings and wisdom are shared with me and I'm in these circles, that's what it really feels like the cells in us. I think of like those parasites. I'm like literally on a parasite cleanse right now. And it's like the parasites in us, there's like worlds in that, worlds in our bodies and our cells. So for me, it's like exploring what that is. And I don't know how to make sense of that. And you're right. I don't know if we're meant to, but I'm down to explore it.
so do you feel that the source, were you talking just now about the parasites, you feel like it's contaminated, that the source is contaminated?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know.
You feel like the source is benevolent?
I think it could be both. or it could be something beyond that type of like judgment of like what's benevolent and what's not, maybe a more all-encompassing.
Do you think that we're in a do you think we are in a prison?
I think prison, I don't know. See, those are the words that I stumble on, but definitely more than what I think. I grew up thinking that, you know, there's a God and Jesus and this like these ideas and these personas. I think there's more than that for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Um the, what's interesting to me is that, you know, all the near-death experiences, they talk about going in front of this council. Like, when we die, why are we going to in front of authority? Why do we have to sit in front of an authority when we're dead? Didn't we do that here? You know, why do we have to come back to do school again? We went to bloody school, you know? Like,
So
why it
oh, sorry.
continuously, sorry, but this continual kind of like never ending of being told what to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and can I just add one thing? When you said I had a near-death experience at 7 years old, and that council thing, again, resonates, but it didn't feel like authority. It
Right.
felt circular. It
Yeah.
felt much more less of the hierarchy. There was an order, but it was a circle order. It was, the shape was a circle.
Right. I understand that, but it's still being presented as, you know, like what's going to fit into your belief system. Do you see what I mean? Like the deception level, I think, is off the chart. Like personally, I feel, and I'm not sure, obviously, this is why we want to explore, right? But like I said, everything is recorded. We know that everything we do, and we're even getting feedback from that now. Like my thoughts come back to me in commercials, like ads on my phone. I hate it, right? I think something. I'm not around people. I'm around my horses. I think something. I thought about putting my feet in a foot bath, and then I get an ad for a foot bath on Instagram. I mean, come on, you know, they're reading your thoughts through the phone. Try it. If you don't believe me, try it. Technology's been out for a while anyway for that. But like that's just like a, you know, microcosm of the bigger, like where we talk about surveillance, right? Your thoughts, everything about you, you know, being monitored so that they know how to present things to us, right? They know that. Okay. And it's the manipulation, because ultimately, this is what I feel, is that we're more powerful. We're powerful. We have a power that they don't have. And we don't know how powerful we are because we keep being squashed down and being told what to do. It happens here all the time, being told what to do. Like, why are you telling me this and then psychologically manipulating me into doing shit that I don't want to do, you know? Anyway, but that's great, Vera. Thank you so much. And I find it really interesting that a lot of you have had dreams, you know, when you were young about, you know, this subject, about enslavement, you know, and about reincarnation and stuff. And I had dreams too. I'm not going to share my dreams, but, you know, I definitely knew I came from, you know, there's a cycle and I've come again. I knew that when I was little, you know. Anyway, so this is great. Thank you so much. Who else? Larianne? Yeah. You're still muted,
Okay.
Larianne. There you go.
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute here.
Okay.
So, I've also had dreams. I've always felt very trapped, even though I've constructed my life to be pretty free. But no matter what I do, I always feel trapped. I feel like this is not my home, and I move around, and I'm always looking for a place that feels like home. And the older I get, the more awareness I have. And I do agree with you, Sarah. There is a lot of suffering in the world. And I feel like I've been feeling it more from around me and other people and just the world. in general. I do believe there are other realms, which I've had dreams about it. So yeah, and I also don't want to come back in the next life. So I want to figure this out now. So I don't have to come back because I do think no matter what I do, it just always sucks, you know? It's like, what else can I do? So I do feel this entrapment in prison, and it's just surveillance. I think that that's the word.
Great.
So, yep.
Great. Thank you. That was great. Thank you so much. You're giving me a lot of
Mm-hmm.
ideas for what to represent. And Sarah, you ready?
Hi, thank you for your patience as I've kind of moving around and now have gotten settled. So,
Great.
yeah, just in 2 minutes, I have started in the last year doing this equine assisted learning, and this is one of my therapy horses, Darcy. Um, and I think what interests me in this is that when I was in our course, we did family constellations and started hearing about your work from other students and just became really interested in this. But just for my whole life, I have an Indigenous background, and our culture on my dad's side has answers for all of this. We are taught this, we're taught the modalities of how to deal with colonization. My dad was literally in prison, and if you don't know that Indigenous children were taken out of their homes and enslaved in Catholic boarding schools or institutions that were jail schools and abused, then that's something to look into, the Indigenous boarding school system.
I know about
So, yeah, many people have not heard of this, but with the rise of social media and raising awareness of historical traumas, these things are now being taught. So I just have been, we have like a cultural practice of intentionally dreaming. So I have been taught by my ancestors from the time that I came into womanhood, even to like becoming, to starting my moon cycle of what's happening. So for me, it has no power over me. I'm not just waking up and going, oh shit, Elon Musk is here. I'm not afraid. And in fact, I just have had this consciousness through my dreams in the last since this administrative change, was that everyone in my life is released from what I thought their role was. My mom, my sisters, the president, city council, they're released. I get to live in the moment. And if I'm living in the moment, and you were talking about nervous system regulation, I've found that even with my students, the level of awareness and quantum field access we have, just with coming back to the breath and living like the horses live in the moment with a lot of awareness, it's so powerful. And even if I'm in an AI simulation, I really couldn't care less, because I know where I come from, and I'm a star person. So it's okay. If I'm in an AI simulation, that's okay with me.
Do you want to come back?
I am back. I never was.
Do you
Even
want
if
to come
I was even if I was a part of whatever's going on, I still have me. I know where I come from. I'm a
I know,
star
but do you
person.
want to be reincarnated back here?
And do I mean, I just accept whatever's going to happen. But
Okay.
for the now, I feel like all space is here, all time is now.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have that, the web is not on me.
So
So
you feel immune to it?
I
You don't.
feel there could be two things. I'm not so arrogant as to say I'm immune to it. I could be numb to it. And maybe that's why I'm here, to be, cracked open into a new thing. I have to always be learning, because I don't know it all. I'm never going to know it all. So I
Okay.
want to learn and absorb and listen.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. I really like what you said. About your answer. And I'm guessing you mean lucid dreaming. You mean lucid dreaming or journeying? Are you talking about that?
I wouldn't compare it to anything else just because it's just a bit personal, like a cultural practice that comes from my family. So I wouldn't compare it to anything else.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. Thanks, Sarah. All right. Was that everyone? And oh, Bridget, come on. It's your turn. Sorry, Bridget.
Hi.
Hi.
So I'm here because I'm curious on this subject matter, and I, yeah, just out of curiosity and wanting to explore and learn more, I have felt everything that everyone here has talked about. Um, the amount of suffering and um, that people and beings go through on this planet, and it doesn't make sense. Like, it could be remedied, it could be stopped, and we don't. And yeah, feeling I guess trapped in throughout my life, and wanting this freedom and not being knowing how to attain it really has been a constant in my life. And I want to explore also consciousness, because I feel
It's a good
that
one.
has a piece in this.
Definitely.
It's just, I noticed day to day, hour to hour, my consciousness and my frame of mind. And so I'm really interested in exploring that. And I haven't had dreams, but I've had visions. And it's when I'm going inward, when my eyes are closed, or sometimes when I open them after they're closed, but not from sleeping necessarily. And yeah, of other dimensions and realms. And um, so I guess I'm open to exploring and wanting to learn more as well.
Great. Thank you, Bridget. Thanks.
You're
That was
welcome.
consciousness. Definitely need that to be represented. That was a good one. So listen, everyone, I just saw the time and it's 10:55. Whoa. Are you in for like another 20 minutes? Yeah.
Sarah.
Oh, great. Okay. So I'm just going to do a quick break, 30-second break. And then I've got a list of things that I want to have represented. And then we can start. Okay. So if you need to take a quick break, do it now. I'll see you in 30 seconds. I also, I wonder, I do, even though I don't have kids, I do have nephews and nieces, and I do wonder about what's going to happen to the next generations.
I have a quick question, Sarah. I wanted to ask, I don't know if this could be a question to add in or just something, but with animals, right? Like
Yeah.
a conversation like what Sarah was saying, because I'm dreams and stuff that I would have growing up, there would kind of always be like an animal being like with me next to me. And so I guess I have do the animals know? You know, like, do they know if this is a simulation? Like, what is their part in it? You know, and
That's a good
that
question. Yeah. All right. The animals. Yeah. Okay. All right. So would it be agreed upon by everyone that we would like to have more freedom? To have a feeling of freedom and expansion. And I mean, I guess that's what I would want. And then be able to thrive instead of survive, because I feel like it's all about survival here. It'd be much nicer if we could thrive and be really creative and, you know, not have to worry about just making it through the day, you know, or what's going on in the world, or what next is the next horrible thing that's going to be happening, you know. So would that be an agreed intention that we would like that? Yeah. Okay. All right. So regardless if we're in a prison or not, that's still an overall intention. Yeah. That we would want that. Yeah. For animals too. Yeah. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking. So I've got one, two, there's 7, I think, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, 8, because and Romania is here too, right? Yeah. So 8 people. So I'm gonna get my piece of paper. All right. So I'm gonna have us as powerful creators. I'm gonna have that. Yeah, agreed. So powerful creators. That means us humans. Creators. That's one. Just gonna close that up. So and then you know, us as food, like us as cattle, us as fodder, us as, you know, a source of you know, like for the parasites, whatever they are. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna say that us as food, as a food source, us as a food source. So I guess that would be kind of us now, in a way, right? If that is indeed the truth. That might not be true. You know, don't know. That's what we're doing, right? We're figuring it out. And then I'm going to put prison, you know, this as a prison, a simulation prison. If you don't like the word prison, I mean, I don't know what other words there are for prison. You know, I don't know any other word that really describes it. So I'm just going to put that, okay? Prison reality. Let's do that. Prison reality. Okay, that's 3. And then home, like like several of you said that you have this feeling that you're not in the right place, like that this is not your original home, right? Whatever that is, right? Okay, I believe that too. I feel that too. So let's put that. So I'm just going to put home. We all understand what that means, yeah? And then, so that's 4. Surveillance. I thought that was a good one because that came up a lot. Yeah. So, you know, and that's all encompassing. Like, we really don't have any privacy, you know? I don't like that. We don't have privacy. It pisses me off, actually. Yeah. Okay, so how many have I got here? 4, 5. So obviously we want freedom. So I'm going to put that down. And that, to me, that ties in with solution, right? Do you agree? Do you think they should be together? Solution and freedom? Yeah? Okay. Freedom as solution or solution as freedom. So yeah, like that. Because, you know, you might get input, right? And be interesting. Freedom as a solution. I'm just gonna put freedom. I'm not gonna complicate it. I'm just gonna put freedom. And so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 8 of you. So 2 more. Consciousness. Did I already put that down? So I've got consciousness, animals, and future generations.
Did you do freedom twice or no?
Did I just, sorry?
Did you do freedom twice? I don't know if you wrote freedom down twice.
No, I've got freedom, prison reality, surveillance, home, us as food source, us as powerful creators. All right, that's what I got so far. I think consciousness is us as powerful creators, maybe. Right, so I'm going to put animals and future generations. Yeah, agree? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to say animal kingdom, and then that's all encompassing.
Why do you put animals and future generations together?
Well, because of what I can't remember who said it, but someone said about animals, and I thought that was a good point. Did you say that, Eloisa?
Yeah, I had just said like what are animals' roles in this? You know, like do they know?
Do they?
Yeah, but why did you put it together with the future generations?
So I'm gonna have future generations as separate.
Ah, okay, okay. Okay.
As a separate one, because you know the. Do you agree, future generations? I mean, some of you had kids, yeah? Nieces, nephews. Life, well, hopefully life will go on before, after us. Right. Future. So I'm going to say human, not transhuman, right? Human, future human generation. Generation. All right. So I have 8, and there's 8 of you. I'm not going to be in a role, thankfully. But I'm going to guide it. And I'm just going to fold these up, and I don't know what they are, right? I'm folding them up. And then I'm going to hold one up, and one of you says, that's mine. And then I'm going to put your name on it. And I'm going to do that through all 8 of them. Is that clear? Yeah. Okay.
No, for me.
You don't want to do it?
No, I didn't hear what you say.
Oh,
I didn't get what you say.
oh, I said, Ornella, I said, I'll do it now. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to jumble them up. Okay. So I don't know what they are. Now I'm going to hold one up. Who feels like they're this one? Or just say me? All right, Vera.
Yeah.
Oh, there's plenty to choose from. All right. I'm just gonna see whoever I see jump out at me, I'm gonna pick them. But so I've got your name here, Vera. I put it on there. All right. Is that one? All right. Armenia, right? Is that
Romina.
Romina. Thank you for correcting. Romina. Vera Romino. Who's that one? All right, Fabiana put her hand up first. Let me say Fabiana. That one. Okay, Mariana. All right, I saw Sarah's hand first. I'm gonna put Sarah. Okay, Bridget. Okay, Eloisa. And last one. Who didn't get one? Ornella. Okay. All right, got you. All right. So you all in a role now. You all have a role. So how we do this, if you've never done it before, it's pretty simple. You just take a few breaths and you just start sinking into your body. All right. So just feel the weight of your body dropping down. Just feel that. And this helps you get into your body because you need to be in your body to feel any sensations. All right. This is how the information is going to come through. It's going to come through your sensations and your feelings. And I'm going to direct you through this process. All right. So now you're all in your roles. And when you're ready, you're going to open your eyes and don't worry about, don't try to figure out who you are. Okay. All I'm interested in is how you feel, what you notice. And then I'm going to go around all of you and ask you questions. All right. So I'm going to do it in the order that I see it on my screen. So I'm going to start with Eloise. Oh, and I'm not going to call you your names because you're not your names anymore. So I have to figure out how to. I'm going to call you the background that I see. All right. So Eloisa, you got a rug in the background. I'm going to call you rug. Sorry. Like Vera's purple. Ornello is bedpost. All right, because I see the bedpost. Fabriana is chair. Okay, I see the chair. Sarah's going to be horse. Bridget is going to be painting. Ariana is going to be curtain. All right, you got it. So you're no longer. Oh yeah, Ramina is going to be green because you're wearing green shirt. All right. Okay. All right, rug. All right. So, how do you feel? What do you notice?
I'm noticing in my jaw, my lower jaw just started to feel very loose, like almost when it like detaches, it's and like I'm feeling more saliva coming in my mouth. But the jaw thing, I've never really felt anything like that before. So just like a loose, something just disconnected in my jaw. It's heavy.
I just thought something we didn't have in there. We didn't have the okay. We didn't have the perpetrators in this. Interesting how I left ourselves. Anyway, I might have to go in a roll. We'll see how this goes. All right, so you got this loose jaw.
Yeah, like it feels
Salivating,
really kind of salivating more in the middle, like under my tongue. I feel like more saliva building up and just the sensation of my jaw just like and it's almost like a visual of, it's so strange, but it's almost like a visual of like a skull, but like an animal skull, like kind of opens and it's just like that.
yeah, got it. And who are you interested in here? Anyone who are you more aware of in this group? Like everyone or no one, or who more than anyone else?
A little more with like Fabiana, or I'm sorry, chair, bedpost, and purple. Is it purple?
Okay.
Um, a little, no strong feelings. It's just they pop out a bit more.
Okay. So you don't really have any strong feelings?
Not yet.
sort of neutral. You feel neutral.
Yeah.
Okay. But you have this sense of an animal skull like this. Okay.
I still feel like I'm dropping in, so
Okay.
And-
If something comes up for you, and this goes for everyone, as I'm going around, just go like this, put your hand up. I'll come back to you. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm going to go to purple wall.
So immediately I felt really nauseous as we're dropping down, dizzy. Almost felt like I was on a boat. Like that, like swaying motion. I'm like getting it now. And it's like a like a hot, like a hot feeling in my throat. Almost like when you take something like a numbing medication
Yeah.
or maybe like an IV drip and you have that like heat. That's what I'm feeling right now.
Okay. Hot feeling in the throat. How is that for you? How do you have any emotions?
Yeah, I was like uncomfortable. I could feel my heart like racing a little bit. And then like it was just like a thought of like just breathe, like one thing, like just one thing at a time.
Just one thing at a time. Are you aware of anyone here?
Yes, scarf, person with the scarf on.
Yeah. Bedpost.
Yeah,
What happens when you look there?
the space around them is just, I don't know. It's like, and maybe it's helping me, the space around them. It is a little hard to look at their like mouth and nose, like the features. Um, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go to curtain.
Okay. I feel like there's something stuck in my throat as if I want to vomit. Like immediately I have that feeling of I feel like I need to vomit. And I feel like it's still stuck here in my throat. My body feels really heavy, as if I could literally lay down right now. Like it's like something pushing me down, as if I'm literally stuck. And I have more, I feel like I need it's not that it's comforting. I'm focused on the painting one on there. Um, yeah, so that's what I felt so far.
Great. Thank you. I'm going to go to bedpost.
Okay. So at the beginning I felt like a very rigid sensation, like in the back of my head, like a very, I don't know, not painful, but like something there heavy. And my throat is dry, and I feel tension in my cheekbones. And then Green has been taking some deep breaths and a little noise, and it's been irritating me just as I got into that.
And are you aware of so purple says
Horse
yeah, and
horse.
horse.
Yeah.
What happens when you look at purple?
What is purple?
Purple wall. Yeah.
I something in my chest, like something went through my chest when I don't feel very comfortable.
Okay. Okay. I'm just going to bounce back to you, purple. And how was that when she connected or it?
I wanted to cry. And then something was pulling me to picture, and I wanted to cry. Like deep, deep crying. A lot of grief.
Mm. So also when you look at picture, you feel that.
Yeah, and there's a part of me that doesn't want to, and it feels like it is like maybe that like chest space around the heart.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. Green, how are you doing? What do you notice?
So I feel very strong energy behind my head, and very strong energy in my back. Lot of energy, like exaggerated, huge, very strong. But I feel comfortable. I feel really good. I feel like really I don't know, like centrated, like very like how when I'm meditating, something like that. I feel comfortable now.
Okay. Okay. So you feel pretty good. Are you noticing anyone here?
Yeah, they from violet, from purple, and from curtain, I received some anxious, like some anxiety, like anxiety. Yeah.
Okay. Purple and curtain. So I'm going to go to curtain. And how is that when purple looked at you?
I felt unsteady, I guess. Yeah, it's just unsteady. Not so much anxiety, but I felt something coming as if, yeah, just unsteady.
Okay. And purple, what happened when green looked at you?
Just like tears, just so much like water. Like I could feel like my lymph nodes like secreting like the water, my eyes, my nose, just a lot of like fluids.
Mm, okay.
So that
Thank you.
feeling also in my throat of like water.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Chair. No, is it chair? Yeah, chair. Yeah.
Well, immediately when after I choose the paper, I started to feel like an armor in my back, like very tight. So I just needed to relax. But then, like a sort of peacefulness in almost like green. I feel like in a state of like meditative, like like very peaceful, and for certain moments even like laughing, and um so maybe I relate with green in that sort of a state of peacefulness, and with the horse that I am seeing in picture. With the horse, I'm really like feeling a pulling towards the horse a lot.
Okay. 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 I'm going to go to horse. Yeah.
When this started, I just started feeling like very vulnerable at my back body. And I was grateful that Forrest Darcy was here. It felt like we became kind of contained each other. And then I noticed that she is staying kind of at the back too, and watching out this way. And then the people that I noticed were Bedpost and Green, and also Rug.
And who?
Rug.
Rug. Post.
Rug. And the feeling that I got was protection and safety, that there was something that between Rug, Bedpost, and Green, that there was almost like a feeling of watching for us, the people that were containing the container, and it felt safe.
So you feel safe with post, back, and green.
Bedpost, green, and rug.
Okay. And okay, yeah, go ahead, Chair.
I wanted to say that a few seconds after we started, my cat started to meow a lot and my dog went to sleep.
Okay. Cat's picking up on something. Yeah. Okay. Dog sleep. Cat. Yeah. Just back to horse for a minute. So you're feeling something in your back, but I want to know how you feel. I want to know how you feel. If you
I
feel
feel anxious because I'm in a new experience.
okay, that's okay. I mean, it could be the role that is, if you're feeling anxious, like because you're in a role, like whatever you're feeling is related to the role, right? Even
Okay.
though, like, oh, I might be anxious because it's new, it's probably the role.
Okay. So anxious and uncertain, yet I noticed the protection, like using the tool of protection. And also I noticed that the crow is calling a lot.
Yeah, I can hear it. So when you say using protection, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
I think I mean that when I feel anxious, I try to reach out for something that will help me to feel protected. So in response to something that's making me feel anxious, I try to resource with something that's going to be helpful.
Okay.
So vulnerability, and now go for something that's protection.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Thank you. Gonna go to painting now.
So I feel I immediately felt very kind of rigid in my legs and my body, but mostly my legs. It feels like I have one leg, like one big leg. Kind of kind of feel like one of those wooden nutcrackers that's like just standing rigid at attention, and their knees don't bend and their hips don't bend. And even though it feels rigid, it also feels kind of secure.
Yeah.
And then I've been really drawn to purple.
Yeah.
I feel when I look at purple, I feel a sense of like softness, soothing, calm, purity. It just feels like light. And I've also noticed rug. I feel sadness and worry, like sort of concern, worry. Kind of like what's next, what's coming, kind of feeling like anticipatory worry. And I've also been watching horse, or drawn to look at horse, and that feels like protection.
So you feel you need protection?
Yeah.
Okay. So you feel rigid, like you've got one leg, like a nutcracker. You drawn to purple, it feels like a purity, light, and then you're concerned about rug, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go to rug. How do you feel when you look at painting?
Feel a little bit of sadness, but I'm not having so much emotion come up as I'm having more physical sensations. Like I'm feeling like a pushing on the back of my head and a pressure in my head, and still this strange feeling in my jaw. And when Bedpost was talking earlier, and even now, like when I look at Bedpost, I'm chattering, like I'm shaking, just like on the inside. I just feel this, like, I don't know if it's vibration, but also cold, and almost like I can feel my teeth chattering.
Yeah.
Feel shaky.
Yeah.
I felt that when Bedpost was speaking earlier.
Okay. Okay. I'm just going to reveal who everyone is. All right. I hope you can remember. I made notes, but I hope you can remember, who you felt connected to. And so, Bridget, you're us as a food source. All right. So you felt you needed protection, right? You saw purple as purity and light, and you were concerned about the rock, right? So basically, I'm going to go and see who they are, right? So I'm going to go to purple. The future human generation is purple, right? And you were looking at Eloisa, and Eloisa is the animal kingdom. That's interesting how you saw yourself as an animal skull, right? And so the food source, us as a food source, was looking at the animal and feeling concerned, right? Didn't you say that? You were concerned about rug, so now when I reveal your role, you're that now. We're not going to call you rug and everything else, right? So Vero is the future generation. Yeah. I got chills, as I say, right now. Let's go to Lariana. Okay. Your home. Lariana's home felt really buried. Like it felt. So I'm going to go back to what you said. Your throat stuck. Heavy body stuck. I can't read my writing. I think did you say home at all? No.
Nisha said she felt like pushed down.
No. Yeah, I felt like a huge weight, like my body just wanted to lay flat, like I was just pushed down.
Right, buried. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much buried. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it feels like. So you could sort of perceive that as being far removed, right? And no one was looking at you really, I think, right? Was anyone looking at? No one was looking at home. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Green was looking at home.
Green
Yeah.
was looking at home. Okay, we're gonna look at what you are, Ramina. Okay.
And
Yeah.
then I was focused on the food source the whole time.
Oh, you were.
Yeah.
Interesting. So the food source is your inhabitants, right? Like that's us. You were looking. So green is the prison reality. And it's interesting how you said that you felt
She felt okay. She felt
yeah,
peaceful.
felt peaceful. Yeah. And you felt energy behind your head. You said a lot of energy in your back. But you felt really good and you felt comfortable. And then you looked at Purple, and Purple got very emotional when she looked at you. All right. So the prison reality is like, yeah, man.
Yeah. Fuck.
But for the future generations, it's not looking good.
No.
Terrible. Misery. Yeah, everyone following? Yeah. And if you have anything to add that I'm missing out, please let me know. Right.
Can I say something?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like I didn't even notice green. She was in the expansiveness of the white around, was it bedpost, which
That's
is
right.
now misery? Or who was bedpost, or the person
So
with the
for the bedpost, you were looking at bedpost, right? So that's Ornella. Ornella is the surveillance.
so surveillance, and everything around them was very expansive, but it's almost like I didn't even see green. I didn't even see prison. That didn't even feel like it existed in the space for me.
Yeah, because it's unseen, right? Like we're not told that we're in a prison. We're not told that. Yeah, go ahead, Fabiana.
I saw her.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I say I almost feel the peacefulness, like she mentioned, peacefulness. I saw her.
So who have we said who you
I
are
was
yet?
connected to her and to the horse in the back, not particularly to Sarah, but to the horse in the back.
Okay. Well, you are, Fabiana, you are powerful creators.
Oh, okay.
The powerful creator is looking at the prison, right?
Yeah.
So you noticed the prison. And what else did you notice?
And I noticed the horse and peacefulness, a lot of peacefulness, and almost like laughing, almost as if it was a joke. Like I still feeling like
She said that.
laughing, you know. But tenderly laughing, like you would laugh, like I would laugh at little children when they do something funny, you know, something like that. Not like laughing.
Like an endearment.
Yeah, like laughing.
But it's interesting how you mentioned armor in your back, and then the prison also mentioned energy in her back. Remember, I think someone else mentioned that. A lot of you mentioned energy in the throat. A lot of it, about 3 or 4 of you said that. Yeah, go ahead, Ornella.
I felt my throat dry, and I felt like a rigidity on the back of my head, and she was irritating me.
That's right. Yeah. So you are the surveillance, right?
Yeah.
And but can I say something?
Why?
I just felt like that armor, like I told you, but I just like took it out. It was very easy to take it out. You know, I just did a movement and felt it drop it on the floor. It wasn't like a big deal. It's like if I would take out my jacket right now.
Yeah,
you said, but there you go. So the powerful creators can just take it out.
Yeah.
That feeling of rigidity in the back. You know, I mean, this could be like etheric implants or whatever, or illusionary projections on us, as far as authority and what we have to adhere to. Just take it out. Like you feel it, like the core of who you are is like you're connected to the horse in an endearing way, and you were also aware of the prison. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go to Sarah. So Sarah is freedom.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Interesting, because the archetype of horse is freedom too.
Can I share something? When you immediately said that, she had a big release
Like,
So
is that
this,
yeah?
and she started to lick and chew like this.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's like moving her back legs. And she also farted for a long time.
Yeah, release. Yeah.
Wow.
So I just want to recap, Sarah, on where you were at. You felt a little anxiety, but you were what was it? You were resourcing, right? You were resourcing, and and who were you related to? Who were you looking at? You were
I was looking at Rug,
yeah, so you were
L,
looking at animals,
and I was looking at
powerful creator, which is
Powerful Creator. Yes. Yes.
so
And
that's where the freedom is connected to. Freedom is connected to the powerful creators that we are, and also the animals.
and did she also say, Sarah, I can't remember, you also said from future generation? Is there like 3 that you mentioned? Did you mention future
Yeah.
generation?
What did I say about future generations? That's Vera. Vera, do you want to say something? Because you just texted something.
Yeah. Yeah, and even like throughout, I was looking at a chair, and when you would come on, you look so beautiful. And like the more you spoke, I wanted to hear you. And it was almost like making me excited, giving me energy and power when you would talk. And so even now I feel it when you talk, it's like I wanna hear more. Almost like I need that source coming from here to like it reaches me somehow and it gives me a lot of energy.
Can I talk to
Right.
that? So what I feel like when you say that is like to tell you that it's gonna be fine. You're gonna be well taken care of, and all this is going to disappear as I see in the sun. I don't know if you guys can see that the light of the sun is coming. I've seen this being dismantled.
Yeah, I got chills when you said that.
So you will be fine. My children will be fine. The children of my children of the children will be fine. And I've seen this being dismantled now. Now is the time.
And I feel
2025, somehow 2025, this thing is
Feels
being.
like, you know how I said consciousness was also the powerful creators, like that's tied in. I feel like that is really strong. Like, being conscious, being conscious, right?
yeah, that this is what I feel like there needs to be a communication between me and Chair, like the communication. Like I also want to tell you that we're gonna be good. I also want to tell you like that, give you the same reassurance and encouragement that you gave me. I also want to give that to you, and it feels so important to feel like we're maintaining that.
Yes, it feels important to me too.
Who was Bridget again? What were you? Oh, you were the food source. Bridget was the food source. Well, that was pretty cool, right? Like I think this is a good place to end, and maybe there's a part 2. I feel like there is a continuation of this. And if you were open to doing it again, I would love to continue, because we really went way over time. It's at 11:40, and I know you have to do, but so in summary, right? What
I need to say, can I say something else too?
Yeah.
Because it just came to me.
Go
like
ahead.
Whatever you feel like the energy is trapping you, like I felt it in my back, you just have to take it off. Just like as if it was like an implant or something. You just take it off and take it off.
Having the awareness of it, and then
take it off as many times as you need to take it off, and it comes to me like it might manifest as a sort of pain. If you have pain, maybe checking that with your consciousness, see what is in there, and if you see some object or something, just take it off.
Yeah, I think that our power is in our visualization, you know, create through visualization as well, you know, our imagination. It's very powerful. Yeah. But one thing I want to say, and this is really what I want to end with, is home, because home got buried and home needs to be seen. I feel like we need to look at home. So if everybody's still in the role, it looks at home. Yeah. And I'm wondering, and if everyone just says, you know, unmute and just say, I see you to home, say it all at once.
I see you.
I see.
I
And then I want, how do you feel when you hear that? Home.
I feel a little bit lighter, like that weight and that push released a little bit, so I'm not as stuck.
Non l'hai mandato?
Yeah.
No. Type.
We got to go.
Ok, l'hai mandato.
Did you want to say something, Ornella?
Yeah, we gotta go.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Gonna end
sorry.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, we have
No,
We have
no
friends
problem.
waiting for dinner.
for us.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
you
so
girls. Thank you.
Yeah.
I will be in for another time, okay? For the next time.
Great.
Okay.
That'd be great. Yeah. Okay.
Thank
you, everyone.
Thank you. So I just want to, I think that home was that's kind of what I want to explore a bit more, you know, and also, but what really jumped out is powerful creator and animals as a resource from the freedom perspective, and that surveillance and prison were together, right? Like they were together in that frame. Yeah. And the food source was connected to, was worried about the animals, and then was concerned about the future generations. Yeah. Us as that, you know, an aspect of us as that. But anyway, I'd love to hear any more thoughts you have, because you might have more insights, right? So I really want to hear that. You can, you know, should I set up like a Telegram group or something? I don't know if you're all on Telegram. Do you want me to? Should I do that instead of emailing me? You could email me, but then it'd be nice if everyone got to see that.
Yeah. Do you use more like Telegram?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not in that. I don't know what that is. I'm in WhatsApp or the
Oh
only
yeah,
thing.
sorry.
Yeah.
WhatsApp. Do WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. Yeah.
Everybody on
WhatsApp
WhatsApp
is good.
Yeah, should I do WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you send me your numbers then, and then I can make a group? Yeah.
Okay.
And then, because I feel I've kind of run out of time. We could have, you know, I should have scheduled longer, and I apologize. But we're really getting into it, you know, when we revealed, and I sort of feel like there's more to come. But I feel uplifted, I have to say. I feel really uplifted. I don't know how you feel. How do you feel? Do you feel
Lighter, a little lighter.
Yeah, I feel less doomy gloomy.
Yeah,
know?
me too. Very more encouraged, empowered. I feel empowered.
I think I feel a little more hopeful, and then I feel a bit of excitement too, because I felt like this calling, I think, towards the animals. Like I think I told you, Sarah, I'm doing like the animal communication course now, which is just tapping into that energy and the energy field. So the fact that like the creator, you know, there's hope.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing this word, right? Like, you are all amazing, fantastic. Thank you so much. Really
Thank
appreciate
Thank
you.
you. Yeah.
it. I hope that you want to do more. So that would be fantastic.
You do.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
everybody.
you.